Okay, so what we want to do is make the bounce a little bit more realistic. So what we're going to be using is keyframes to create the stretch and the squash. Stretch and squash will make it look like the ball is bounced and on the ground more clearly. So keyframes are used when you want to change something about an object, but only in a specific location or a specific frame, and without changing it for every frame. So let me show you how to do this. The first thing I want to do is go over to each one of these 12 diamonds that we placed on our timeline here. And what we're going to do with those is we're going to right click on those and we're going to insert keyframe all. Then we're going to go to the next diamond and we're going to do that again. Oh no, yes, we are right there. Insert keyframe all. The next one, click on it. And you're going to just do that for all of them as you go down. The reason we're going to do that is because when we have our ball bounce, we're going to want the ball, once we stretch and squash it, to then bounce back to its original shape. So when we put in the insert keyframe all, what happens is this is basically programming um, the this is basically programming the application to keep the ball at the shape that it is now. That's what we want it to bounce back to, a complete whole ball. So that's why we put the insert keyframe all, we do that. So now, once we've done that, we can actually go ahead and squash and stretch our ball. And we do that using the free transform tool. So what we'll do is about 2 frames prior to the first diamond, right there about the 10, we're going to go up to modify. We're going to select the free transform tool. Make sure that your ball was selected in blue. And then we're going to squash and stretch. Okay. And so what we'll do next is go about 2 frames after that first diamond. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to squash and we're going to stretch. Now, at the top of this, we're not going to do anything because we're going to squash and stretch our ball, and we want our ball to come back to its normal size. And when it hits this point on our bounce, it's definitely going to be back to its normal size. So we skip the top of each of those curved lines. So that means we're going to go again toward the bottom, about 2 before, and then we're going to squash and stretch. And we'll go about 2 after, and we're going to squash and stretch again. And you're going to do that all the way down for the last one here. Okay, so once we're done with the squash and stretch, we want to do one other thing, which is sort of to flatten the ball out when it hits that ground line. We want to make it appear as though it's bouncing, it's hitting the line, and it's coming back up. So the way that we do that is we're going to go right back to this keyframe here. And on that keyframe, we're going to squash it a different way, and we're going to stretch it out another way. And then we need to drag the ball down to the line. So when that line highlights and it looks like it's white, that's when you know that you have hit that line with your squash and stretch. So we're going to stretch, we're going to squash, we're going to drag down. See how the line highlighted? We'll let go there, and we'll do the last one. Stretch, squash, drag. Oopsies, we don't want to do that kind of a drag. So we're going to undo that one. We want to do this kind of drag, and we want to drag this one down to the line. Now, if I run it back for you and I hit the play button, you'll see that it looks like it's bouncing clearly. And that's pretty much it.